Hello, I'm Tom.
And I'm Denise.
We are runners in our 60s.
Yes, it's true.
And today's video is going to be about our recent cruise that we just returned from and our running that we did during the cruise. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. So we went on a Mexican Riviera cruise on the Norwegian Bliss. It was a 7-day cruise. The stops were Cabo San Lucas, Mazatlán, and Puerto Vallarta. You know, one challenge was, how are we going to run during that cruise? I had 3 runs plotted out. 2 of them would be on the ship around the little jogging track, which was I think about 200 meters long. So I think it was 8 laps to a mile is what it was. So very small track, but it actually had a little bit of cushioning to it. So if you press the ground, kind of like a synthetic track that you would see at most of your high schools and colleges. So that was nice to have a little bit of padding. And then 2 of my runs I figured were going to be on the ship. And so that's a lot of laps, but the good news is that we have an ocean to look at. And plus I have things that I'm listening to, an audiobook, that kind of thing. And the one day in the middle we would get off at Mazatlán and visit the boardwalk along the sea, the Malecon. And our plan was to go for a run on the Malecon. How did that go?
Well, it was pretty hot and humid, more than we thought it would be, and it was difficult.
Yeah, and the difficulty had to do with the temperature. Even though we got up early, we started early, a little after 8. Maybe we were off the ship by 8:30, I don't know. Mm-hmm. And made our way. We took a cab, dropped us off at the Malecon, and we'd been there before, so it's not like we were unfamiliar with it. But it turned out to be warmer than expected, and so it was actually too warm, even though it was morning. And so we barely made it through 3 miles and ended up walking back to the ship. How long was that walk anyway? 30, 40 minutes?
I don't think it was that long. Maybe 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. And we're both directionally impaired. I think I'm even more directionally impaired than Denise. We did that same walk back to the ship a year or 2 earlier. and I went the complete opposite direction, and Denise went ahead and tagged along. So we had a hard time getting back to the ship, but somehow we made it. It must have been some kind of a circular way, but this time we asked directions, and a nice man with his wife.
She was nice too.
Yeah, she was nice also. And although I think she was getting on him because he was going into a lot of detail, explaining, how we could get back to the ship, which was fine with me. We needed a lot of detail, but it ended up being the total opposite direction that we thought.
No, that you thought.
That I thought. And so we actually got started right, going in the right direction, and so it didn't take too long to get back to the ship. And Denise was really struggling with the heat, and I was kind of uncomfortable. And it probably wasn't even that hot. I don't know. It was 75 degrees maybe.
I think it was warmer than that. I think it was in the 80s.
In the 80s, but the forecast was low 70s or
75, I think.
75, yeah.
But I think that was just based on the time of the year. I don't think that it was actually a forecast. I think that was an average temperature that we were going by.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so anyway, it was too warm, and so we made our way back, and fortunately Denise made it without collapsing, and And then I went ahead and so we got 3 miles in basically, and then when we got back to the ship, I was feeling pretty good actually, so I went back to the ship intending on running 3 miles on the track, but I was actually a bit fatigued, so I only went 2 miles, got 5 miles in for the day, even though I wanted to get in six. So so that was our running and on the cruise. What else did we do on the cruise?
Well, we spent a little time in the gym. I actually ran, no, I didn't. I used the elliptical. I didn't use the treadmill at all. But yeah, I have a hard time running that many laps. I did get 3 miles in one day, 24 laps around the ship's track. But what else did we do? We ate, we read,
And then we ate some more.
yes, we ate a lot.
Yeah.
It's hard not to when you're on a cruise ship.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. And then as far as running goes, I then, my third run for the week was on the ship and it was 6 miles. So that was a lot of
48 laps.
48 laps, but it was okay. I actually, I felt halfway decent during the run. So, no big deal. And I was listening to a book.
During one of the runs, it was so windy that the wind was pushing us forward one way around, and the other way we were just running into the wind. It was fun.
Oh yeah, that was our first run of the cruise, wasn't it, or was it the
I
second
think
one?
so. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. That was a lot of wind, and personally, I didn't like it.
My hat
But
went flying.
yeah, and I turned mine backwards, as you can see in some of the footage that we're showing on this video, and so yeah, yeah. So we had a good time, and let's see what else. What else happened on that cruise? Uh, we're we're not exactly party goers, and so our goal on these cruises primarily is to relax, go to the observation lounge, which had these nice big windows overlooking the sea, and reading books or listening to audiobooks. And so that's our idea of a good time.
But it was California schools' spring break. So we've
Oh
never
yeah.
seen so many kids on a cruise, and school age kids. I've never seen so many. I think we heard the statistic that it was about 25% 18 and under. And they were pretty wild and they were pretty loud, but they were amazingly polite.
Yeah, yeah, they were, and it was interesting that they were in groups. So it was more, so I don't know if it was youth groups or something that decided to go on this cruise or what, but so I'm not sure what the connection was between these kids. And and we watched the kids perform in a karaoke as well. And it's interesting. Kids have bad voices just like older people have bad voices when it comes to singing. But there were a couple that were halfway passable in the karaoke. And Denise and I chickened out. We decided not to do a duet. So, what can I say? We're uh, not exactly big partiers.
But we saw some whales doing some partying.
Oh, yes.
We saw whales 3 times. Well, I
Yes.
saw whales 3 times.
Yes. And I'll go ahead and include the photograph of that, even though it's kind of grainy, kind of like a Bigfoot photograph and grainy, not clear, that kind of thing. And so, yeah, it was the best whale sighting that we've had yet on a cruise. So that was our biggest thrill, I'd say, of the cruise.
And we became a fan of one of the bands that was playing on the ship. And after we discovered them, we went every night to see them play.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was kind of cool. They were a Native American band, and the lead singer kind of did the powwow dancing kind of a thing. So
He
anyway,
had an amazing voice.
he did. And yeah, he was a true tenor. He could hit those high notes. So yeah, he did really good, especially on when he was singing some Journey songs. That requires a lot of high notes.
Well, I talked to a few people.
Oh yeah, yeah. There were a lot of people. Did you say there were 4,000 on the ship? Yeah, it was
Uh,
full capacity.
Full capacity, I don't remember what the number was.
Yeah, and but it went very smoothly for being at full capacity. The occasionally we would go to the buffet and eat, and we found seating. Typically it's hard to find seating, when a ship's at full capacity, but we actually didn't go to the buffet all that much. We went to the sit down restaurants and ordered food, from a menu, and
And we've never waited in such short lines at
yeah,
the
yeah,
at the restaurants.
yeah. So that was a nice surprise, and yeah.
The crew was great. Everybody was enthusiastic. They seemed like they were happy to be there.
hmm Well, I guess that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in a week or two. Thank you.